What's crack-a-lack, and it's your boy Broshmo, just in case you did not know so, and we're back again for another video. Yeah, you read it right. I'm in love. I'm smitten with Tamorrion Terry. Scary Terry himself. Before we get into that, go ahead, become a bro and subscribe. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoy the content. Go ahead and share the video if you like. And plenty of videos on the channel. We're right now doing our season preview series where we take a look at every NFL team and basically give you a prediction at the end of the video of how I think they're going to do. We're going to follow that series up at the end of it with my playoff predictions as well as a mock draft. Also, Madden content coming to the channel. I'm actually recording all that today and hopefully edit some of it so it'll be out next week for you. Plenty of draft content on the channel. If that's your thing, you've come to the right place. That's actually probably my forte. So let's go ahead. Let's dive in. Like I said, I'm in love. I'm smitten. I'm smitten with Scary Terry. I know that's Terry McLaurin's thing, and I liked him too. I think he was my number 3 in the 2019 draft. So what can I say? I know receivers. But let me tell you why I think Tamorrion Terry might be the real deal. In fact, I think there's a lot of evidence. I think he's already proved a lot of that he is the real deal. He deserves to be a first-round pick. I've recently moved him up to my wide receiver 2. I think he's a top 10 prospect in this draft. Bit of this is projection on my part. But let's go in. Let's just go ahead. Let's get into why I think this. You're gonna see some highlights through the video to prove my case, because like I said, I've watched a lot of him. I've watched a lot of these guys, but his tape just seems to be what I gravitate to. Like every time I watch him, I'm just like, wow, dang. You know what I'm saying? But I want to start actually with probably because he could have came out last season. He was a redshirt sophomore, but there were some gripes with well, there's always gripes with prospects, but I think this was kind of justified because he was for one, he was 6'4", 192. So it's like, okay, he's a bit thin, could add maybe a little bit more muscle. You know, I think some scouts, at least some analysts that I read, they were worried that with a thin frame, he'd kind of get bodied at the line. Which is kind of justified. Like if you're gonna be, a lot of teams, they like to play press. I mean, I feel like a lot of the NFL's defenses, they're starting to move to more, hey, get in the guy's face at the line of scrimmage. And if you can't get off the line of scrimmage, then what good are you as a deep threat? Because this guy's a very good deep threat, but he's much more than that. We'll get to that soon enough. And in the NFL, you're facing the best from college football. These guys, they're strong, they're scrappy, almost all of them. So it's not going to be as easy as it is in college. Well, he was like, okay, because to me, I was like, okay, that's more so a worry. I don't think that's an actual concern, but it is what it is. And he was like, all right, if you think that, I'm going to put on some weight. The dude did it in 3 months. Put on 20 pounds. In March, he was at 210. I think right now he's at 213. That was the last I could find on it. But he was like, all right, let's put on the weight. What are you gonna say now? I mean, and we'll see it this year if it translates. And I say that, and it's like I said, I don't think that's justified because this guy's very physical. You watch any of him, you could tell how physical he is. He just from, because a lot of people want to say, okay, he's really just a 50-50 type guy, 50-50 catch guy, which means you throw the ball up, 50-50 chance he comes down with it. He's very good at how he uses his body. He's very physical. He's very aggressive at the catch point. He sees the ball and he takes it. The minute the ball's in the air, he's like, that's mine, jackpot. Y'all remember that game, Jackpot? Throw the ball, they would say like 700 and try to catch it. Yeah, well, this guy's won a lot of jackpots, I'm just saying. So the thing is, this guy also, let's keep with his speed, because the guy separates. he's extremely fast on the field. I don't think he's like a 4.3 guy. Maybe more of a 4.5. Maybe I think he's gonna be a 4.4 guy. Maybe like a 4.47. Maybe in that vicinity. Maybe even lower. Like I said, on the field he looks blazing fast. But even if he is just a 4.5 guy, which there's nothing wrong with that. You know who else was just a 4.5 guy? CeeDee Lamb. 4.51 at the combine. Yeah, he was pretty darn good, or at least at college. We don't know yet, but this guy, he has X receiver size, 6'4", 213, with potentially sub 4.5 speed. Last year, he had 6 plays of 60 plus yards or more. Yeah, okay, he's a vertical threat. He's scary down the field. Have you seen? The NFL, they love their vertical threats now. Shoot, Henry Ruggs. Granted, benefit of the doubt, Henry Ruggs, very good route runners as well. But they love their vertical threats. They love speed. They love size too. So if with that combination, you're gonna get drafted highly. That's why I say he's at this point guaranteed first round pick, barring some wild, terrible thing of a just terrible season, which I can't imagine that. But it is Florida State. Ha! Go you! I'm a Hurricanes fan. But what I also like about him is his athleticism. And that's the beautiful thing about this. Because when it comes to athleticism, I think it's easier for guys who are already gifted athletically to go up in weight and retain that athleticism than guys who are trying to shed weight to become more athletic. That's just my take on it. And I think there's very good examples out there that prove as such. So this guy, he isn't just a vertical threat. I mean, he loves running up the sideline and whatnot. But last year, we saw a little bit of this sprinkled in his screen game. We actually saw a lot of it because after the catch, this guy is deadly. He's really good. What can I say? But there's just a suddenness about how he moves. And I really want to see them use... And I'd expect... Or at least I'd expect them to use him more on screens anyway last year, given I can't think of their coach's name from last season. Coming from Oregon, granted he was only there I think for one season at Oregon, but I mean they love their long balls and their screenplay, so I'd expect more screens from Terry last season, but they didn't feed him that way. They knew what the bread and butter was, and that was the vertical route. I want to see him utilized more maybe in the screenplay so it can really display his after the catch ability, because I'm telling you, this guy's special if you didn't already know it. Let's just go ahead. Let's take a look at this dude's stats, because this dude is phenomenal. 2018 freshman season, redshirt freshman, keep in mind. 35 catches, 744 yards, 8 touchdowns. The dude averaged 21.3 yards per catch. Ridiculous. And then just in 12 games last season, he had 60 catches for 1,188 yards, 9 touchdowns. And yes, the yards per catch went down, but you know what went up? His yards after the catch. They were over 10 yards. The ball in his hand, especially if it's like in that short to intermediate range, you really see his after the catch ability put on full display. He is the best player on the field, and he knows it sometimes. Like I said, I'm smitten, so I'm gonna be saying things you'd be like, best player on the field? Well, AJ Terrell was on the field. Just saying, Scary Terry. It's my boy. So, but I think it's important to actually go into some of the criticism and weaknesses, and we kind of talked about that at the beginning. And with his thin frame, but he kind of solved that. Now, teams, I just want to see that in use. So, I don't think that's so much of a worry anymore. But that brings me to, because I mean, I already thought he was physical to begin with, and you could tell because this guy's got some of the strongest hands. He makes catches in traffic. This dude, he muscles defenders. like I said, he sees the ball, he's like, that's mine, I'm taking it. In some cases, he's like, I'm gonna take that to the house as well. And if you don't know what that means, end zone, touchdown, da-ding. He's good like that. But like I mentioned the strong hands, but people might want to may say, oh well, he does have maybe a drop problem. I think his drop rate's around 7%, which once you get to 10%, that's pretty darn bad. Pretty darn scary in some cases. So they might question his ball skills. I don't think that's the case. The few drops that I say few, again, it says 7%, but the drops that I've seen from him were mostly focus drops, you know? It's not that he doesn't have ball skills. Sometimes he's looking up the field at his next move, or okay, how am I gonna get to the end zone from here? You know, so he's looking upfield and he forgets the ball. Focus catches are an easy fix, especially in the NFL. I ain't worried about that. So throw that out the window. Window's here. It's gone. Now, the one thing that I'd say is, okay, this is justifiable criticism, and I would concede to that point, is his route tree, because he has been primarily used as a vertical threat. A lot of what he knows is largely just verts and posts. I did say they did sprinkle a little bit of screen game in with him last year, not a lot. And he does like the slants a lot. But in his freshman season, we did see some him executing other routes, like your hooks, your outs, your even cuts to some degrees. It's just a lot. Like, he's so good as a vertical threat. They just don't use him in that fashion. Like I said, this guy is a big play threat. Get him the ball any way you know how. He's not just a deep play threat. Like, there's a play where, like, on I believe it was maybe a slant, or maybe it was a hitch. Not a hitch, but I think it was slant, actually, against Clemson. Goes one way, takes it the other. Just so sudden, so smooth, so fluent. Like, he's dangerous after the catch. Get him the ball and if you have to, get it to him as fast as you can. I think this guy can be a threat at all levels of the field. Again, this is, like I said, I will concede the point, because just we haven't seen a lot of that. He hasn't been used in that fashion, which is a shame, because you really won't see that till his pro day, unless he goes off last year, because I'm expecting him to go off. I told you at the beginning of this, I have him up to my wide receiver 2. I have him as a top 10 prospect in this draft. I think he's that good. I think he can challenge Jamar Chase. If this guy is truly dominant next year, which, yes, a lot of that kind of depends on Florida State being pretty good next year, which they actually have a lot of quality players. Offense, I'm a little scared of. They're bringing in Memphis as quarterback, and they were kind of a gimmicky offense, kind of, sort of, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm just saying, this guy, he brings physicality. He's got great size. He's got great speed. He's got strong hands. He's a great athlete. And he has a great mindset when it comes to attacking the ball and attacking the play. The dude is good. He's called Scary Terry for a reason. That's it. I'm done smitten. I've gotten it out there. Like I said, part of this is projection on my point, but I think it is rooted in some truth, because rooted in 95 catches over the last 2 years. So just saying. But that's it for the video. Go ahead, do the YouTube thing. It's always much appreciated, much obliged. I'm gonna go take a cold shower now. But until next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.